Hello and welcome to Variety is a Slice of Life. As always, I am Anthony. Joining me today is the lovely Zach.
Hello.
And Jarrett.
Salutations, Internet.
We are a bi-monthly podcast, and if this is your first time joining us, we post on the 1st and 15th of every month, talking about games, anime, and a whole bunch of stuff. Today we're going to be talking about Kill la Kill, made by Trigger, I believe.
Yes.
Trigger. Kill la Kill is a magical girl anime, based off in the footsteps of Gurren Lagann and whatnot, but try to tell me that it's not a magical girl anime, I dare you.
Never thought of it like that. That's, I mean, I don't think you're wrong. I'm not 100% sure if you're right.
Somebody pointed that out in a review I was watching of it, and I was like, oh my god. Right.
If it is, it's one of the more eclectic magical girl animes out there then.
Mm-hmm. Very good show. It's from, 2000? Something like that.
It is from...
Maybe that was down by now.
23rd. The original air date for the first episode came out in October 3rd, 2013, and then for America it came out in 2015.
That's actually surprisingly late. I thought Kill la Kill was older. Interesting. Kill la Kill's weird because it feels like Studio Trigger.
Pretty good jump.
It feels like Studio Trigger trying to replicate Gurren Lagann.
I mean, kinda, because Studio Trigger is based off is from Gainax.
What? Yeah, it feels like it's in the it is made by the same people more or less, but it really feels that they were trying to replicate Gurren Lagann, even though it's a different thing, and they succeed to some extent.
I mean, visually, kinda. I wouldn't really say the story beats or anything are even close to being the same.
I mean, I'm talking more like the grand scale of Some Nobody is now. I mean, it is most things, but it's just the way that they do it. I guess feels a bit Gurren Lagann-ish.
I mean, I think I know what you're going for, but I mean, I think that's probably just a note of. I mean, like you were gonna say, like a lot of stories are like that, but I think Trigger or Gainax just kind of have their own flair. Mostly, I think that's visual, but
yeah. But I mean, but the problem is you can't really compare those two to another property of theirs necessarily. I mean, Little Witch is a very different thing, and so is Space Patrol Luluco, for God's sakes.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say Luluco is even closer to Kill la Kill than Kill la Kill is to Gurren.
Very happy Space Patrol Luluco at least went to Kill la Kill world. That was a nice little nod.
Luluco is as kind of similar in the way it balances its kind of comedy and drama that Kill la Kill does.
Yeah, Kill la Kill is a lot more comedy than I initially expected going into it.
Mm-hmm.
Which isn't a bad thing. Most of the jokes are pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Although they do the one trope that it's not necessarily a bad thing, but they just have certain characters that are solely responsible for slapstick comedy.
Yeah, just Mako.
Yeah, Mako. Well, not necessarily Mako, but her family.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, Mako and her family are just that's their whole character, is just kind of being the joke of all of the scenes. They're the only ones who never take any scene seriously, and it contrasts with the characters that do. Gamagori taking every scene he's in seriously, while next to Mako, who just doesn't give a crap, is kind of where a lot of the comedy will stem off of.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very interesting juxtaposition. But so yeah, so a basic summary of the show, I suppose, would just be it's a girl who's investigating her father's murder.
Ryugu Matoi.
Yeah, she pretty much comes to a school that is on top of a city, which is run by a dictatorship, more or less, by the student council. Which I love when they do that, when they just give the student council ungodly amounts of power.
It's like probably my favorite anime trope of all time.
It's so good. Like
all ruling student councils.
Unlimited power
um,
to children.
yeah, pretty much. And yeah, and then it's just about her trying to figure out what's going on. She pretty much has to. They have like their fight of the week little arc where she has to like take on different heads of
Different clubs.
Yeah, like isn't she the head of the Fight Club, I think, or is that
that's Mako?
Yeah, Mako's the head of the Fight Club. She's a member. Then she has to go challenge them, and then isn't the whole thing is if she challenges enough of them, she can then fight the 3-star Goku people.
That ends up being a that's because that becomes a free for all brawl. That's what leads to that. That's a special thing, not just the normal go through the show. The beginning part is just her just having different clubs thrown at her and her just defeating them. At one point, she does start going after them.
And you get some feeling that there's like some weird shenanigans going on behind the scenes and whatnot. And later find out that the person we think is the bad guy actually isn't the bad guy. She's just very mysterious.
Yeah.
Then you find out it's aliens and clothing.
Yep, aliens and clothing.
Which I really love.
Space threads.
I love that they just took that aspect. Like, what can we take that's a common everyday thing and make that like really important to the show? Like, clothing, that's fine.
Yeah.
So it's
clothes. They're important.
It's a really good show. It's fairly lengthy. What 2-3 seasons?
24 episodes. Just the usual, like 24, 25, 26 episodes.
Okay.
I don't remember exactly how many, but
it's 24 with the 25th being the special that takes place like right after the end.
There's a special?
It's OVA, yeah.
Yeah. It's good. I enjoyed it.
I don't remember the special, actually.
It's the one with the girl who's basically the secretary for the mom, comes back and tries to murder everyone.
Oh yeah, you've told me about this and I didn't remember it. And yeah, so I don't know if I've actually seen that now that I think about it.
It's good. It's a good wrap-up.
Yeah, because the one that I remembered, it was like Nudist Beach, like, cool, we get to wear clothes again, and then the one girl cuts her hair.
And Mako asks Ryuko on a date, which that never gets... I feel like I never hear anyone talk about that point. I'm just like...
Korra being lesbian? Nah, we gotta go back further. Yeah, really good show, really good fighting anime more than anything. It's a lot of drama, a lot of really cool action scenes.
A lot of very good visuals, but that's, akin to Trigger. So.
A lot of fan service.
Yeah, it's still not the worst I've seen.
And then they also play with scaling to an insane degree. Like, no character is ever the same size.
Okay, I'm really glad you're bringing this up because you know who we're talking about.
You fucking Gamagori in his first scene.
Where he kicks out, his entire foot goes through the room, and then he climbs in through the door. Like that just. I love the fact that the very first scene in Kill la Kill perfectly exemplifies what the whole show is gonna be like.
Oh yeah.
Like, Gamagori walking through the door is quite possibly like god tier GIF worthy.
And then when like he finds the guy that he's looking for, and he's running down the stairs, Gamagori jumps out the window, and it's just him laughing, falling downwards, and it's the funniest fucking thing because you're following the guy going down the stairs, and you just hear Gamagori falling. Oh god, that opening scene is not like talked about enough. It's so good.
Yeah, like a lot of people I hear a lot of people complain about the animation because it's like, oh, it's it's bad. It's not. It doesn't make good screenshots or whatever. It's like, it's not bad. It's just not on model. It's like supposed to be like squatch and stretch and off model. That's why I like it so much. Like, yeah.
In that whole sequence, that very first like couple minute chunk, the scene where he kicks the student out the door. And it's him stumbling through, and it shows like a sweeping like rolling wide shot of the grounds as he's being kicked. That's really good, like, at least in my opinion, it's like really good animation. Just the shot that they were able to get with that, I thought was crazy good.
Oh yeah, it had a lot of that opening scene had a lot of really good animation. Like even the part where he runs down the stairs is really like well animated. Like the way they track him running down the stairs is
it's really good.
And the lighting is also very appealing. Like it always looks interesting, and it doesn't take away from the scene, but it definitely adds a lot of beauty to whatever we're looking at.
Yeah, it kind of adds to the oppressive nature of the school and the city.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, having watched it, because I rewatched a little bit of it just so I was caught up. Like the use of lighting, especially in like the episodes where it's taking place in the school, are very noticeable, because I don't know if you guys noticed, like everything inside the school is super dark. Like there's almost like no lighting aside from the outside lighting.
Mm-hmm.
And then just like the little bit of light that comes through is just very interesting to contrast to just, the dark and dank everything else in that school. And then like the moment you go outside, it's like super bright and sunny, and then when Satsuki shows up, it's just blinding lights all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, so should we, I guess, slight transition over to like some of the music that's introduced into here alongside some of like the really good plot points?
Yeah.
Because I feel like those kind of go hand in hand. Because like some of the music gets introduced very, very well.
Yeah, I mean, everybody always talks about like the openings and the Don't Lose Your Way, but I love that that one song that's like super oppressive and just like goes hard. Like that kind of like blaring song that they play when like things are like kind of looking a bit bad.
Yeah. Everyone's individual songs and all the background music, like every single one of them is really fucking good.
Mm-hmm. Like I don't remember a lot of the music, but I just remember really loving that song.
Yeah.
One of the only things that I have problems with is the Don't Lose Your Way thing gets a little repetitive after like the millionth time in use. Because it's like with Gurren Lagann, you had the do the impossible, see the invisible, row fight the power, but there's like a couple of verses of that, and it's like they have the opera in the back, so it's a a collective bunch. But then like you have the Don't Lose Your Way that then gets introduced like a really shitty rap thing, and it's just not as well done. Like Don't Lose Your Way is good until you hit the rap part, and then you're like, this is just trash.
Yeah, actually, I had this. Honestly, I forgot we were recording Kill la Kill, but like I had this exact thought today. I was like, my hot take is that I don't really like the Kill la Kill's music very much. Like, I love that one song, and I'm not crazy into Don't Lose Your Way because it only has the one good part. The rest is kind of bad, and like everybody agrees on that. And then I don't like the openings very much. Like the animation on the openings are really good. Like I think it was the second one where it has them like walking down that runway or whatever. Like I remember that part looking super cool. Yeah. But I don't like the songs very much. They're not memorable or good. The first ending song is just not good at all. And the second one's all right. Like the one with just like the chibi makos. That one's all right.
Yeah, I didn't like the endings. I kind of like the intros.
For a lot of the 3-star Goku people, they have pretty good songs though. Like the band girl.
Yeah.
I mean, they do just straight up use mostly classical music, so it's kind of hard to fuck that up. But like her intro thing with like the trumpets is really good.
You mean Non, my favorite character. the best anime girl of all time.
Nana is fucking great.
Shots fired.
I'm normally not all for lolly tsundere characters, but I really like Nanan.
I mean, I love her like transformation thing where she has the giant, like what was it, like regalia or whatever, where like she just has that big like that big freaking thing.
Yeah, they throw all the instruments at her, and now she has essentially a giant orchestra machine.
Also, I love her like her lackeys, like the blank, like the like simplistic blank like faced girl, like or
Yeah.
fucking marching band girls. Like their faces make me laugh.
I really love all the side, like the background characters, how they're just more or less the same person, copy and pasted 1,000 times.
Yeah.
It's always funny.
Like all the male, like normal student characters are all the same guy with the same bowl cut.
I love a Killer Kill just unabashedly gets away with it. Well,
Any other
like, you
anime would
can't-
be like ridiculed for that.
yeah, I was like, they can get away with it because of like how dumb everything is.
So it's yeah. Gamigori's theme is pretty good too. Out of the 4, it's probably Not-On's is probably the best, but I like Gamigori's theme.
Yeah, I wish I could remember any of them.
It's
really-
kind of hard to describe, but
Yeah, I really can't remember any of the music besides that one.
I've heard people really like the Sword Guy's theme for some reason.
Isn't it like a very Japanese-esque song?
Yeah. I don't get it personally, but like I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, his song is so good," you know, whatever.
While we record, I'm just gonna
I mean-
listen a little bit of the OST.
I mean, I don't really remember a lot of his music, but I love that character in general. Sanogeyama is his journey and just his transformations and transitions and things throughout that show are just crazily ridiculous and really well done.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, he is the most interesting character. Like not only in that show, but like one of the most interesting bad guys in any show because he's like the first of the big guys that gets beaten, and then he's just like, "Well, I'm gonna get stronger," and then he becomes the strongest.
Yeah.
Like he becomes ridiculously strong, and he like blinds himself to do it.
Yeah.
Which blind swordsman trope is always entertaining. I love that.
Plus, I just love kendo. Like the kendo motifs are cool.
Have you guys seen the robot's feet? I think they're kendo sticks.
Oh yes, yeah. No, they're just tiny little like kendo.
Yeah. Is that his
That's-
regalia form?
That's like his later regalia.
Okay.
Or-
No,
or-
because it's the first one. Because not Maka. What's her face? I said that Ryuka.
Ryuku.
Yeah. She blinds like all of his, or she fucks up his eyes or whatever, and he was like relying on him in that form, and that's how she beats him the first time. And so that's why I got rid of him, is because like that was my weakness. Now I don't have one.
God damn it, Anthony! Did you do this? The fucking Wikipedia page for Kill la Kill says magical girl.
I did not, but that's awesome.
Wait, I'm on the wiki. I don't see. Oh my. Oh my.
It's beautiful.
Yep.
Oh, I forgot about the hacker dude.
Yeah, he makes me very uncomfortable. How he's like flinching around all the time. It's like, he's like keyboards everywhere.
He's like the only. He's like the most. Like he's the only student council guy I don't remember. I remember. I think he had my favorite like design of his like regalia form.
Well, and
He
his
had this cool like hacker thing.
Space Age Spider-Man.
well, it's interesting because his normal like demeanor is very like kind of closed off, quiet, not moving very much. And then he goes into his regalia form and he's like flinching around all the time and like moving all weird.
Yeah.
We got to talk about Gamagori's fucking regalia form though. The weird
Oh.
BDSM mummy thing. It makes it even worse that isn't he significantly older than all the characters?
I can double check on the exact
Because
pages of that.
I think the whole thing is that during like middle school or high school or whatever, she came up to him and was like, "Hey," and then he's like, "I will dedicate my life to you," and then he like failed a couple grades to stay back on purpose.
He's 20 to Satsuki's 18.
22.
No, he's he's 20. He's nice.
Still
22.
too old to be in high school. Oh. Yeah, I love that. Aren't they aren't they naked afterwards, or is that just Commodore? Yes. Yeah.
No, they all are. I remember that scene very well.
My favorite thing is the whole part of like the tournament thing where Gamagori is just like kind of commentating in the crowd next to Mako, and he's just naked the whole time.
Yeah.
He's so gigantic as well. Like they just make him so big in that scene.
Yeah, I love just his character design is the pinnacle of like this is what this standard is.
And I love his dynamic with Mako. Like, the intensity and just the comedy bits between them both are just, I think, some of the best comedy in the show.
Mm-hmm.
Like just how Gamagori will just say things with just a straight face, but they are just some of the funniest things when they're delivered to Mako.
So, out of the four, who in your opinion is the best of the four 3-star Goku people?
I mean, that's a hard one because I just like Nana because she's like my favorite character. Gamagori's hilarious, and then Sagayama is just a really well written character.
Yeah, and then you have Hacker, who's
probably has my favorite. Actually, I have to look at it before I declared that he is my favorite.
He definitely has
favorite because I don't really remember what it looked like that.
Yeah, I would just say, if I go with most interesting and one that's like very well developed as a character, it's definitely Sanagayama. Character I just kind of like his. I do like Nana.
I forgot Matt Mercer voices.
Yes, I love the teacher.
Yeah, the Nudist Beach guy.
Love that.
It's so good.
Let's talk about Nudist Beach. I love them. Their whole motif is just stupid and beautiful. Of them just having a war against clothing, so they're just naked, but they have like a belt that they wear.
Yeah.
And I love the way that they shoehorn in other characters, like not wearing clothes. Like they give Nana on like a tactical vest to cover her up.
Yeah.
And I love like she gets like a hat as well because she's like always has a hat, and they just give her like a black hat that like fits in with the rest of the thing.
Yeah. It's really funny. And then there's always like the light fucking emanating from the genitals anytime they're somewhat exposed or...
Yeah, Trigger got a lot of money out of that particular not quite star, not quite cross pattern that they went with throughout that show. Just whoever drew that got their money's worth out of that.
They also did the thing where it's like fan service isn't 100% one-sided. It's kind of it's still more favored towards female centered being fan serviced versus like having because what Food Wars does it where it's pretty much 50-50 for both.
Just realized we talked about Gamagori but really didn't talk about Shackle Regalia.
Oh yeah.
Because Gamagori's power is based on pain that he takes, so he inflicts pain on himself. It's like a BDSM suit.
Yeah, it doesn't start out like that. He just is in a suit where he can take damage, and then he transforms into a second form, which allows him to deal it out. But then she's like, "Yeah, I'm just not going to deal damage to you in that form." And so like these weird tendrils come out, and he starts whipping himself, and it's just really uncomfortable.
Yeah, I don't know why his thing was so like masochism.
And then his the Goku thing had a the red ball that they use to gag people in BDSM.
Yes, they had a ball gag.
Yeah, ball gag is the word. Yeah, the thing that gags you, it's a ball. What is that called?
Sound stopper.
But
a muffler.
A muffler. You're not wrong, I guess. Not right. Yeah, Nudist Beach. I love some of the weapons they have because they have like a sewing machine gun. their
Oh, yeah.
bombs are like threads, like the spool's a thread. It's very creative. They look like they had a lot of fun. I think his bullets are also needles, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, they're sewing needles.
That makes me uncomfortable, but okay. Yeah, and then you have the are they captains? The head of the
Club presidents.
club presidents. That's what they were called. Club presidents. Each one of their designs is so just good and interesting.
Yeah.
Tennis girl with the giant fucking tennis racket.
Boxing with just his ludicrous gloves. Who?
No, one
In the
ludicrous glove and one just kind of big glove.
Yeah. That then he. I love the whole like I keep. Why would I keep them wrapped up? Well, if I didn't, then other people from other schools wouldn't fight me. And Riku's just like, that seems highly illegal, but all right. Because it's just giant and spiked, and I think he pulls a chain and just more spikes come out of it.
Yeah. And then you have the gardening club. He's like trowel hands, which is weird. But I think he grows like plants that have like super like strong.
He
vines
gets
and shit.
barely any screen time.
He really does.
Why do you guys keep? Why do you keep remembering him?
Because
he
he's
gets
weird.
no screen time. And yet, we're gonna talk about him, but we're not going to talk about Is she from the disciplinary? No, she's not from the disciplinary committee. She's from Hold on, I gotta figure what she's.
like
The trap department.
Who?
It's when they were all having to do the run to school, and
Oh, the girl that tries on.
yeah,
Yeah.
who puts on Senkets.
She's weird.
Yeah, like that episode. Like, I feel like that's like kind of the weirdest episode because the pacing in Kill la Kill is all over the place, and like the first half has a couple filler episodes, like Mako's like Fight Club thing, but like that, I feel like that kind of fits in. That run to school episode is just so out of place and weird.
Yeah, it's very strange.
And the fan service is strong in that one.
Yeah.
There's a lot of unnecessary shots for Ryuku.
I mean, there's a lot of unnecessary shots in the entire show, but
Although I had to say, I love in the dub that in the first episode when they basically hold Mako prisoner to draw out Ryuku, she's just like, "Oh man, everyone's gonna see my panties. I should have worn my sexy panties today if I was gonna die." I'm like, all right. And then
priorities
when
on
they,
point, I guess.
And then when they showed that they're going to boil her in oil, she's like, "No, you can't do that. All the oil is gonna make all my clothes see-through. I can't deal with this." And Game was just like, wow, she's either really brave or extremely stupid.
Her family is a very interesting. They're like a very one-note character, but they're still kind of interesting. Like, isn't the dad a doctor? The
Yes.
son is just like some fucking street
Wannabe
hooligan.
thug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dog
Is dog.
Yeah, dog is
Guts.
guts. Best dog.
Guts.
I don't think the mom actually does anything except for cook.
The
Well,
mom
she
is
ca-
great.
she controls the boys.
Yeah.
The mom is
like-
great. I don't care what you say.
Like I think like a running gag is that like the dad and the kid are always trying to like sleep with like Ryoko and stuff, and the mom like always like grabs them.
Yeah.
It's like the guys are super perverted, but she keeps control. It's kinda
Dog
fun.
too.
Was Guts? Yeah, Guts was there. Now that I think about it.
The
Ugh.
dog was always there.
God, I love that dog's design. It's so just not.
Over the hoodie.
I want to. I really hope that like, part of me hopes that Luluco is like canon in like the Trigger multiverse, just so it's confirmed that Guts is an alien.
God, that would be beautiful. I forgot about that. Yeah, in Space True Luluco, there's just isn't there like it's either a race or a whole planet of just people that look like Guts.
We see two of them, and like they are like, you know, they're less. They have like the head of Guts, but they have like humanoid bodies, and they speak like Guts by just saying Guts over and over again. So it's kind of like hinted that like perhaps these are Guts' parents, and Guts' parents are aliens.
Do you guys remember the episode when Mako's family got rich?
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was
that
another
was
weird episode.
Yeah, that was the Mako Fight Club.
Oh, was
Yeah,
that Fight Club
episode
episode?
7.
Yeah, that's
I
why
don't
that's
know.
what that's why they get rich. Is because your power,
That's right.
because your power in the city has to do with your ranking in the school, and Mako fights her way up the class ranking, the club rankings to get her family rich.
I totally thought that those were 2 separate episodes.
I really love the design of that outfit in that episode.
Oh yeah, like the Fight Club outfit is great. Like the fucking
The
like,
delinquent, yeah.
The ultimate
Yeah.
delinquent outfit.
she's got those like really cool like sandal things as well.
What is... I'm trying to remember what that effect is called that they do on the jacket on the inside of it. The only other thing I can think of to immediately relate it to that you would know is Chowder. How all of their outfits are a still image that the characters just kind of walk in front of, more or less. And it's like the pattern is stagnant, but like when they walk, it moves.
Yeah, I don't know what that effect is called, but
They do that a lot in Kill la Kill.
they do, and it works well for them, especially with all the life fiber stuff.
Mm-hmm. I hate that I can only think of 2 things that actually have that really regularly, and that's Kill la Kill and Chowder. Ugh.
We'll have to find the name of that effect later. Effect.
Yeah. Oh, also the racing episode is kind of weird, where like Gamagori, I think they're on break.
Oh,
or
where they're
something.
learning to drive.
Yeah, is that what they learned to
wait, no.
drive?
Oh no, Gamagori has his license, and I think Mako or Ryuk is just trying to learn to drive.
I know they're
Yeah,
out of school, so it's like, you know,
Yeah.
but Gamagori's like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna fight you. I'm just let's hang out.
Yeah, like I remember them getting like, stuck really far away, and Gamagori like takes them back.
Does the scooter die? Is that what it is?
Oh, something
I
like
think
that.
it might. And then
Oh yeah, the scooter ran out of gas.
And then the fucking racing club shows up, and they're all like car people because they're Goku uniforms. It's fucking...
Oh no, they're the Automotive Airsoft Club.
Oh shit, I forgot that Yeah, because they had guns, but they were just airsoft guns. Oh man, those club names were always great. Yeah, and then also I forgot to mention they did something kind of cool, which I appreciated, where during the big fight with the 4 student council people were watching it on pay-per-view.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of a cool little thing. People like huddled around TV watching that shit go on. Also, Stadium in that fight is really good, but
Oh god, I forgot that in the tournament, like when the characters lose, they all put on like when the 3 stars lose, they put on like red track suits, except for Gamagori, he just stays naked the entire time.
Oh yeah.
So then we have the school invasion arc, which is weird. Do they take over 3 or 4 schools? I know it's...
I don't know. I feel like I have to admit that's my biggest problem with the pacing in Kill la Kill, is that just comes out of nowhere. Like that comes too fast.
Oh yeah, especially with all the
Yeah.
like stuff they had able to set up with that. Like they had so many episodes that were just kind of filler, but
Yeah,
not
'cause, like,
filler, you know.
Because the first half of the anime is like kind of set up as like, oh, Ryoko's fighting all these 2 stars, occasionally gonna fight a 3 star, and then there's a couple filler episodes, and then there's the tournament, which is like super fast, and then once that is over, we jump right into that like the schools are fighting, and like I remember it's so jarring because like next thing you know, it's like it's the the school we know fighting those like guys from like Hokkaido or whatever who like using the money.
Osaka.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Osaka. Like they have like all the like the guy who's like really into money.
Mm-hmm.
You fools trying to fight me.
It's got the giant crab mech.
He had like really buck teeth, if I recall correctly.
Braces.
Whitest guy ever. Love him.
Didn't he like rap and stuff?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was really weird and felt kinda out of place. Because wasn't her whole plan to take over the schools to prepare a bigger army to fight her mom in the end?
Something like that.
And it's like, don't get me wrong, you are never grounded in reality in this show. But just the fact that a school is invading another school is really just strange.
I love the concept. I just didn't feel like I love the concept. I just feel like it didn't have enough attention to deserve that. Like, it just kind of happens too fast and is over too fast. Like, if that's what the whole anime was about.
This is also right after we get the entire the start of the bigger plot of the show dumped on us, because we get that at like episode 11, 12? Yeah, 11 and 12 of the person who actually, killed Ryuku's mom, and that whole actual plot starting.
You mean Dad?
Or Dad, yeah.
I was about to say,
And then
Mom's
we
not dead.
and then we immediately go into, school invasions. And then we go into more plot after that.
When is the mom introduced, actually?
The mom is introduced. Oh god, I think she's like right around that time.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's about then.
Let me double check episode 12.
Is Eye Patch Girl introduced before that, or is that
Episode 11.
That is when that is relevant? Okay.
That is when she shows up and interrupts the fight between her and Sanogeyama.
I love her just design in general, with the giant pigtails, and is it Gothic Lolita is what I'm thinking, or is it just Lolita?
It's just like Lolita, because it's like Gothic Lolita would be more like black and stuff, but hers is like super girly and pink.
Yeah. And she is either entirely made out of life fibers, or she's pretty damn close. Which life fibers are an alien life form that came from another planet and gave humans clothes. Well, it gave like human ancestors clothes, which allowed us to evolve. Which the way that they explain it kind of makes sense. It's like, oh yeah, we were able to withstand cold and heat better, and blah blah blah, survive longer. And I was like, all right, yeah, that makes sense, but not how that works. But all right. And then a little bit later, the mom gets introduced, and I really like the mom's design, even though I don't like her as a villain per se. Like, she's an alright villain, but like her design is really good. Like, her hair is insane. Her fucking outfit in general.
I forgot how creepy she gets.
Oh yeah, when they're taking a nice little family bath. It's getting real weird. Yeah, I remember that scene. That made me uncomfortable. Is that count as fan service, or is that just...
Because they specifically say she's even been shown fondling and even sexually assaulting Satsuki, Ryuku, and herself. So I'm like...
Yeah.
It's weird.
So, her theme is really good though. Like, she's a I think a remix of one of the villain themes, like one of the bad time themes or whatever. And it's really good. Like, I don't know why I love it so much, but it's really good.
Figure out. Oh, wow, she shows up in episode 6.
Is it really that early?
She's probably just a small part in 6 and then becomes more involved after episode 14, I think.
I think she goes to her mom and is like, yo, what should I do? And her mom's like, do this. Let's take a shower.
Yeah. Oh, no, that one was later.
I wasn't.
Yeah. Because that one, I think, is like at the start of what they actually call the Tri-City School raid trip.
Oh, so it was 3 schools then.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember Nanan went to one. Did Gamagori fight with them, or did he go on his own?
She first appeared in episode 11.
Ryu?
First, yeah, Nui.
Oh, Nui, gotcha.
Oh, that's who we were talking about.
Gotcha.
Let's talk about the mom. I don't know.
Yeah,
So-
I was talking about the mom, but yeah, Nui. Sure.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the mom probably appeared that early or something.
Yeah, it was a small thing, but then she she became more prevalent later on.
Yeah, she was just kind of hinted to, because they show that pretty early. Satsuki's not really the main villain.
Yeah. Which I like. That was a nice little subversion that they did. You know, not having her be the final boss and having her be like an ally, actually. Her katana is kind of cool. Because, like, how it sits in the thing, it has those, like, 2 barbs on the hilt that, like, line up perfectly with the case, and it just looks kind of cool. Also, it's made out of the same material that her toenails are, which is real weird. But, pop off.
Sorry, what?
Hey, do you not remember that? When she's, like, imprisoned and she makes, like, a shank out of her toenails and...
Oh, that's right.
And then I think they ask about it. She's like, yeah, it's made out of the same material as my sword. And you're just like, wait a minute, what? How's that work?
Wasn't that the OVA? It's the only time I remember her escaping from prison.
Was that the OVA? I know she used like a kick.
She's just like in a cage.
I mean, she was like bound, like her hands above her head, I believe.
Yep, that's the OVA.
I've seen the OVA. I still don't remember that character. That god damn it. Oh, I'm forever cursed. So yeah, that's a decent chunk of the factions there. I'm probably skipping over something. Let's talk about the finale a little bit. Because the finale is kind of weird. What Ryoka? I'm gonna kill myself. Ryoku. Yeah. She wears her other Goku uniform that's made entirely out of life fibers. And she becomes like evil for a bit, or is it brainwashed? I can't remember.
She is brainwashed.
She's brainwashed, yeah.
The mom brainwashes her.
And so, I'm gonna lose my mind if I don't remember her name. What is the girl in charge of everything's name?
Satsuki?
Satsuki, yeah. Satsuki, yeah, no, it's Satsuki. Satsuki puts on her uniform and they fight each other. That was kind of cool. I thought the brainwashing thing was a little bit weird and unnecessary, but seeing them swap uniforms was kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then the finale was... I mean, the plot is kind of strange of, like, the mom... It's like, yeah, let's take over the world with these suits that I've made entirely out of life fibers that just take over people.
And then, the ones that literally go and encage people.
Yeah.
The covers, I think is what they called them. Something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, they are covered. Because it's like, the life fibers are parasitic. And it's like you can only have so many per square inch of your body before it's like overbearing.
Yeah.
Which, interesting concept. I like it. They try 40% and the guy goes berserk.
Yeah.
But yeah, the ending, just where they fight the mom, is just, it's not bad. It's just, it felt like it wasn't as climactic as I would have liked. Like, it just kind of ended a bit quicker. And then for them, like, setting up a lot of these, like, subversions that they've done before, you thought there would have been, like, another thing or something else at the very end, but it's just, no, we killed the big bad guy. World at peace.
We can finally put on pants.
I just remember the shot, like, at the end where, like, everybody's just naked in a crowd.
And all of them catching Ryuko as she's cratering towards the earth.
Yeah.
Because they end up with everyone, that you just see Gamma back just holding, like, everyone.
Oh, God, I forgot me like holding people. Isn't there like a scene where like bitch people get like they all get blasted and Kamagori catches everybody?
Something like that.
I feel like something like that happened. I just remember like everybody's naked like all the time. Like there's a lot of scenes of just like Mako's dad just nude.
I think the only person that's like ever uncomfortable by it is fucking Ryuko.
Yeah.
I can't say her name. I really cannot say names today apparently, but
Ryoko Matoi.
I just keep thinking of the bloopers. Mrs. Monconchoke, would you like to snap into my Slim Jim?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna put those bloopers in the description. If you've never seen those,
Ah.
you have to watch them.
They're a masterpiece.
Not enough anime
If
show
you ever
with
need-
bloopers.
Yeah, I say if you ever need something, just watch those. Them or Full Metal Alchemist bloopers.
Yeah. Let's talk about the fan service a little bit. Speaking of nudity, fan service is very heavy in this show. And it's like they explain why that the characters are dressed like this, and it's like, all right, yeah, but like, if you really think about it, why couldn't she just wear like a shirt underneath that outfit or something along those lines? Somebody was quoted in, I don't remember who, but they were just like, yeah, I wonder how far cosplayers are willing to go. Let's see. And they made that. And there's still people cosplaying it. But yeah, the fan service isn't bad per se. It's a little, I don't want to say distracting at times, but you do tend to forget about it in the more intense scenes. But then there are really some scenes where you're just like, it's just that like her ass is taking up 50% of the screen at any given time. And you're like, I'm here for the fights, and this is a little distracting.
Well, I think they do a kind of a funny and nice job in the beginning of getting kind of all those jokes out in the beginning. Because, like, with the guy from the boxing club, and then I think the jokes for that kind of go on for, like, 1 to maybe 2 more episodes.
Mm-hmm.
But then after that, everyone just kind of accepts it. Everyone just stops talking about it and just keeps just fighting.
Yeah. Well, because, yeah, if you remember, if she gets embarrassed, her powers decrease. So, like, I don't know why that's a thing, but it is.
Yeah.
I just dropped my pen. There it is. Okay. I'm back,
Yeah,
everyone.
like it's really like because like the nudity is always so casual. Like I said, there's just a scene where like just Gamagori's like just it like commentating on the other character's powers as he's just in the nude like the whole time.
Yeah, they're not very shy people in this city. And then, the one girl, she has like this, the other girl that has the sword. Her like regalia form, I don't remember if that's what she calls it, but her like released form, the fucking back of it like bothers me because it's essentially the like Borat Speedo that he wears, where it's like a thong that goes up over your shoulders is pretty much what she's wearing. It's just not bad, just interesting.
You know, now that I'm thinking about it, I think every character in that show is naked.
At some point, yes.
Well, like I said, like there's the crowd shot that literally has every single character naked, like as a victory.
Yeah, because Mako's whole family at the very end gets naked. Because I remember that scene; it's pretty funny.
Yeah. No, I think
Guts
even like
does
right.
too. If I remember,
Yeah.
does Guts wear a hoodie? If I remember that right.
Yeah, Guts was
Yeah, but I think even before that, I think everyone else is at least naked once. Even the butler, I think.
What, they had a butler? Or no, you're talking about her butler.
Sasuke had a butler.
I was like, well, they did, you know, it's the one-off butler when they were rich for that one episode, huh? She's just naked for some reason.
I wouldn't put it past.
Yeah, I love the way that their city's composed. It's so ridiculous, but it's just like the mountain that they built it on, where it's like the school's at the very top, and then you have like tiers of city that you live in.
Yeah, you love those whole tiered cities.
Yeah, like it's like a class system depending on how good your club is in school.
Samurai 7 has something kind of like that, but it's more just a 50-50 split instead of like a bunch of tiers. But still really cool looking.
I love ludicrous concepts like that, like in Kill la Kill, where a school dictates everything about a city. I love mundane things that normally don't have any power, just getting absurd amount of power and then controlling way more than they should be able to.
And it brings up the question, like, what happens if you're not in school anymore? Like, if you graduate, do you have to leave the city, or... Are you just there, stuck in that class forever until you have another kid that could possibly move you up? That'd be an interesting side plot. Just try and train your child to be the most powerful student. Alright, let's talk about the fighting game a little bit. Have either of you guys played it?
Yes.
I played the demo.
Same.
Yeah. Same.
It's on sale. Actually, I can't say that because this episode's coming out way later.
Yeah.
It was on sale.
Get F, people listening to this. Just kidding. I love you.
But yeah, the game's surprisingly good.
It's an Arc System game, so they haven't...
What else has Arc System made?
A lot of fighting games.
Yeah, like fucking Dragon Ball Fighters.
Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle.
Okay, so yeah, they know what they're doing then.
Yeah, Guilty Gear, like pretty much any really good modern fighting game has been made by them.
Yeah, so they definitely know what they're doing then.
Yes.
Though it's a good game. I wouldn't say it's a great game though, because it's very like gimmicky. Like it's that's my problem with like any anime fighting game, especially fighters, is that they're always really gimmicky and like don't have great systems. Like that was just really weird, especially its rock paper scissors thing.
Yeah.
I feel like that show could benefit from a Dynasty Warriors effect.
Absolutely.
Or a Dynasty Warriors game.
I mean, they kind of have that game mode, but it's not as... It's just a very simple version of it.
The only big issue I have with the game is I feel like it doesn't have enough characters.
I really... Just kind of somewhat side tangent. I would love an anime, like just how the really shitty fighting game that came out that had JoJo and Yu-Gi-Oh and all that stuff in it.
Oh, the Shonen Jump.
Yeah, the Jump Force video game.
Yeah, Jump Force.
I'd love something like that where it's a huge crossover thing, but it's just a Dynasty Warriors game.
There is.
Is there?
It's called Warriors All Stars.
Warriors All Stars. I have not seen this.
I really want to play. I don't want to get into that. It's a crossover of like pretty much every Koei Tecmo franchise.
Huh. This looks interesting. Well, there needs to be more of those. Damn it.
I mean, we need a Shonen Warriors game.
I mean, I say this all the time. Like, just like you can't mess up a Dynasty Warriors game. Just make every franchise a Dynasty Warriors game.
A Trigger one would be amazing because you'd have Luluco, you'd have
Gurren
Lagann. Well, no, not Gurren Lagann because
no, but if they could get the rights,
if they got the licensing, that'd be insane. Like,
yeah, imagine if they got
insane.
If they made. I mean, if they could manage to get the Gynax licensing as well, just get Kamina, Simone, maybe Yoko, and then like Kenny Stocking.
Oh God, I didn't even think about that.
And some Kill characters, Luluco, Inferno Cop, like Trigger.
Inferno Cop would be sick.
Trigger Gynax Warriors would be the greatest thing of all time.
Fuck, it needs to exist, and I'm mad that we're not in the timeline where that does exist.
Oh man, the only weird one now is that we have B&A now. As far as I haven't had a chance to watch it yet, but I don't know if that ends up being a fighter.
Well, no, they have baseballs and shit, so that's you can do something.
Oh,
with that.
That's a baseball.
All right, we're gonna have a Tanuki girl with a baseball take up against a robot that's been able to smash universes together. Yeah, let's see how this goes.
All right, go.
And she won. All right then, well done.
But
right between the eyes.
Arena Fighters, going back to the Kill game, Arena Fighters are always hit or miss for me. Because like I actually grew up playing a couple Arena Fighter games, and so I was really used to them. Then I played a 2D fighting game. I'm like, oh shit, you don't have to worry about your positioning in relevance to your enemy. This is awesome. Like,
yeah. I'm surprised it took them like so long to make a Kill la Kill game.
No, you know what's
it's a
very
good
weird to
franchise
me?
for it.
They still have not come out with a complete box set for the show yet.
What?
They still just have it in 5 volumes. They still have yet to come out with a full box set for the show.
That's really weird.
They announced it like a few months ago, but it's still not out yet.
I mean, it kind of feels like after it came out, they're like, all right, that's it.
Yeah, I'm really disappointed because like all their other shows have had a pretty quick response about like box sets and stuff, but
Well, and just other content. I don't ever see Kill la Kill merchandise anywhere.
yeah.
I don't know if it's not popular enough. I mean, like, I get no, because like,
It's a bit nichey, but it is still fairly well received.
yeah, it's not like it's super obscure, but it's just I don't know. I
We
don't
just
see
may
enough
not
of
get
it.
a lot of it here.
That might be what it is. Maybe in other Japan, not other countries.
Yeah.
Canada.
It's huge in Canada.
What were you saying, Zach?
Yeah, I mean, Kill la Kill kind of put after Gynax went down and then Trigger came back, like Kill la Kill kind of put Trigger back in the run,
Yeah.
and like now they're a really prominent company that people really look forward to because of their legacy now.
One thing I really don't like about the video game, though, is that you have to beat the story mode before you unlock all the basic content. And it's like, I hate when fighting games pander to the audience of you've never played a fighter before, so now you have to learn. It's like if you're buying a fighting game, you probably have some knowledge of it. Or it's like, if there is a tutorial, it should be optional, not mandatory. Because even to unlock the multiplayer content, you have to beat the tutorial level. Just kind of...
I mean, that's interesting because usually Arc System Works are usually known for how good their tutorials are, and like their tutorials are usually optional.
Yeah, no, the tutorial's mandatory for this one.
It may just be the demo too.
No, it's the full game.
Oh, is it the full game?
Yeah,
Oh, jeez.
I looked it up because I was like, this is kind of weird. Yeah, and then, but what I do appreciate is that everything is voice acted, everything's animated, it's really pretty looking. You know, it's not boring. It's a very pleasant thing because like a lot of time in fighting games, they don't have voice acting. It's just like text. I guess older ones, more modern ones, are pretty much fully voice acted now that I think about it. I don't know, how is a cross tag battle? Is this like, do they have a story mode in that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that voice acted or is that?
Yes, yeah, fully voiced
Oh,
in both languages.
that's cool.
It's just
They-
visual novel style, so it's
Yeah, they even gave English voices to the characters that don't have English voices. Because like some of the games that were featured in that, mainly Under Night in Birth, didn't have any Japanese voice actors, but they gave English voice actors, and they gave them all. And they even got good people for it. Like the dude with the scythe is voiced by Ian Sinclair, and I love that boy.
Shit. So did they use because I know that they used the voice actors for Ruby for that game. Did they use the Japanese voice actors for Ruby for the game as well, or is it just a whole new people?
I think they're the same ones.
That's cool. Little details like that are nice.
Mhm.
Keep getting sidetracked by fighting games. The Kill la Kill game itself has like a ton of the old and like original music for the entire thing as well, and you can unlock it all through the menu.
Yeah,
It's very stuff.
it's very attentive to the source material. It's got like pretty much all the music. It's got like a lot of like prominent stages based on scenes. Essentially, have every single character that has fought in.
Yeah, and
Like
it's
they have like the two Nudist Beach guys like together, and they're like in their like joined mech thing.
It would have been nice to see a bigger roster, but I mean those characters did not have enough screen time to give them a full moveset.
I was gonna say a bigger roster would just to be throw in like
The presidents.
yeah, like the
Boxing guy could have been in there, I think.
2 stars. I feel like the 2 stars really important enough to deserve it.
Yeah. It's completely understandable why they didn't. There was definitely not enough content there, but at the same time, the roster feels so small.
And then you have the games like the Naruto fighting games where you have like a bunch of people, and then you have all their kid versions, and then all their Shippuden versions, and then all their other versions. You have this guy after he learned this one particular move that completely changes everything.
And that's what I appreciate too, is that they didn't give like characters just other forms as a character.
What, don't you want 5 Gokus?
I'm fine with the 6 we already have. We don't need.
It's the dumbest mechanic in a fighting game where it's the same exact character just in a different form.
Now, you know what annoys me the most? When regular plain Goku with no ability to Super Saiyan is one of the unlockables for games.
Why?
Yeah, like they added OG like the base roster of fighters had Super Saiyan Goku, and then they added regular Goku as DLC
and regular Vegeta.
That's really dumb.
Yeah.
On the upside, all the characters are apparently unique, fighting wise, like just their speed and health and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, they're all, for what little I play, they're all really just because the demo has Kageyama and Gamagori, and they're both like very interesting characters.
Gamagori
like,
actually has meter, like a special meter.
Yeah, like and Gamagori like his power, he actually deals damage to himself and get power based on that. Like you charge a meter by dealing damage to yourself, and you're like immensely powerful.
Yeah.
But you obviously have the trade-off of hurting yourself. And then fucking Kageyama is just overpowered because he's just so fast.
Yeah.
And he just screams constantly. Yeah, he just screams all the time. He's like, yeah.
I want to like the rock paper scissors mechanic, but the problem is it's just too simplistic. Like, because I like the idea. It's like you have 3 options of power-ups that you can get if you win this battle. So you have to choose, like you have to think of what your enemy would choose, or if they're trying to deceive you, or what, and then pick counter to that. And it's it's a cool concept, but it's not executed too well.
It's like taking Yomi to its farthest degree.
Yomi?
It's a fighting game terminology of essentially mind games.
Yeah, it's quite literal mind games at that point. And it's not bad. Also, apparently, if you get 3 of those in a row, you just instant KO.
Huh.
Like you just instantly win.
So it's also a very common thing in Arc System games. It's having some sort of like insta kill, like ultimate move.
I haven't played enough fighting games to know if that's really cool or just annoying.
Usually they're like super hard to set up.
I figured as much. If it was easy to set up, then it'd just be a boring ass game. Yeah. The DLC characters that came out, because it was like 10 to start with, and then 2 more came out after that. We had the Nudist Beach guys and their dual mech, and then we had Fight Club President Mako. Which
They also added Satsuki's mom and Nui. Were they in base roster or were they DLC?
I think they were in base roster. Because I've seen some gameplay of that. Apparently she's like the hardest character to master, but she's really good. But yeah, the game, for the price that it is, great game. Bang for your buck, 100%. If it was a fully priced game, though, I would not be on board with it. It's like $20 normally. Sometimes it goes on sale.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fun game. It's just not like a great game, especially for like Arc System Works standards. Like, I was like, I like them, but like, I feel like at this point they've mastered 2D fighting games, and it looks like they have a long way to go for 3D games.
Yeah, I don't know why it wasn't a 2D fighting game. Oh, speaking of which, I don't like the UI in this game at all. It is way too fucking big, and it is way too obnoxious.
Well, I think that's because they were trying to mimic what.
Trying to mimic what?
Well, the graphics in the show are freaking huge and take up like all the screen.
Yeah, but like.
Do you not remember any time a character's introduced? It kung.
Yeah, no, I remember that. It's just the health bar that's always there, just like taking up like 10% of the screen. Way too much. There's a handful of games that like have truly mastered. Like, health bars in fighting games are really easy to fuck up, really easy to make good, but like insanely hard to master how good they are. It's like I feel like they did fuck it up. I don't feel like that the UI is very good. Also, I never played online mode, but apparently the online mode does not have a rematch button. Yeah, it boots you back to your like searching for a match feature. So that's I don't ever play competitive fighting games like that ever, so I don't care. But a lot of people are like, "That's annoying." I want, if I have a good fight with somebody, I'd want to fight him again.
Yeah.
So makes sense, but
Kill la Kill also one of the animes that actually the manga came after.
oh, so there is a Kill la Kill manga,
Yeah, it has a JoJo reference in it.
huh? Does it?
In the first part where she runs away, it's she does the whole, well, it's time to execute my master strategy. Well, what's that? Running away from things. And then she has the pose for running for Jonathan's running, for Joseph's running.
Yeah, I'm on the wiki, and they have a picture of Satsuki from the manga, and she looks so much different than she does in the anime. Definitely toned down her like facial structure.
Yeah, she looks a lot better in the manga, honestly.
How dare you? I love how dumb she looks in the anime. Like the fucking, I still love you, Yoko-chan. Ooh.
Eyebrows to launch 1,000 ships.
There's always the problem where it's like manga never translates well to anime sometimes, and vice versa. But then there's some things that you can only have in anime that you could never have in manga, like songs or like certain phrases or just things that certain characters do that just don't translate well on pages. But then you have like the JoJo reference that you're talking about. It's really well done because she's literally stepping over one of the pages, and it looks really good. But like you wouldn't be able to translate that into animation properly.
I was wrong. Satsuki was actually stuck in a different prison in episode 19, so I think that's the one you're talking about, not the OVA.
There we go.
So she gets stuck again. Wow, I found the manga picture. You're right, they really did tone down her face. I don't like that.
But I like I like Trigger and Gainax. Just pretty much all of their stuff is original content that they make.
Yeah, it's definitely a breath of fresh air, and they don't have to go based on panels, and they can kind of do whatever the hell they want to do.
Mm-hmm.
So does the manga add anything, or is that just
I don't know. I haven't had a chance to read it. I just know that there is a manga, and they came out after the anime. And I had JoJo reference.
God, I forgot she just goes fucking Super Saiyan at the very end.
Yeah.
Recommended picture in the very bottom. I don't.
So I'm looking at pictures and stuff. You remember when Satsuki and Ryoko, like the bottom of their clothes become like jets?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was the Super Saiyan thing. Oh god.
Also, I forgot that Satsuki just had like the same thing as Ryoko of like the living costume.
Didn't it? It didn't talk though, right?
I don't think it did. I think the eyes emoted a tiny bit, but I'm pretty sure it never talked.
Did hers need blood as well, or is that just the main characters?
No, hers needed blood too.
It was an interesting concept. Like, I liked her little wrist gauntlet thing that she like had to twist and pull and all that shit. That was cool. Bit much, but still cool. I can't believe we haven't talked about the goddamn sword. Probably one of the most iconic anime just swords in general.
The scissor blade?
Yeah. Well, the one half of the scissor blade. And then, eventually she gets the other half, and then she's dual wielding it. Dual wield.
Wait. Well, and then she connects it. Then
yeah, she does make the giant scissors. Yeah. As scissors, I don't like that. It looks kind of, she's holding a pair of giant scissors. It's just kind of dumb. But like as two halves of blades, that's fucking sick.
Mm. Like they do some interesting things with that. Like it is Nui, like because Nui has the other half. There's a part where she just turns into like a double-sided scythe.
Yeah, the blades transform a handful of times. Like she's about ready to do like a one big attack, and it unfolds to become a bigger sword.
Also, speaking of the scissors, like Ryoko's dad has a wild design.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, he had a peg leg and an eye patch and a beard and a hunchback.
He gave himself a hunch.
I know.
Like what? Yeah, just like what even is like this character design?
It's great. I love it though.
But then, like in his younger form, he just looks like what I imagine. Like.
Imagine what?
What young Dr. Wily would look like.
Yeah.
Dr. Wily.
Dr. Wily. I'd really love to see a Kill Kill movie at some point. I don't know what I'd want.
Though.
The problem is I don't know what I want the plot to be about. Story's kind of wrapped up.
I was gonna say, what it would be. It would have to be pretty much an OV stuff that happens afterwards, and we need to get this. We need you to be in Senkets again.
That's kind of
the life fibers are back.
That's kind of the problem.
Or it's some new weird generic based anime. It's like, really?
Yeah, I mean,
how are they stronger than you? Alyssa, I'm out of practice, all right?
I mean, they pretty much beat like the life fiber threat, but like, I mean, the life fibers are still out there.
Yeah.
So they still exist in the universe. So like, a movie could happen. It'd be a bit trite, but like, I feel like they could do it. I would like Trigger to revisit some of their older stuff, like the fact that they revisited Little Witch multiple times.
I mean, just another season of Space Patrol Luluco would be cool too, just that way we can get a little bit more content out of that shit.
Yeah, Luluco visiting. I feel, I'm surprised out of all like the character. Like, I want another season of Luluco, and I just want Luluco to meet Mako. Like, Luluco meeting Mako would like make so much sense with like the comedy, because like she met Inferno Cop, she met Susie.
Is that the one of the witches?
Yeah, she's like the really like
she likes mushrooms.
Dark looking one. Yeah, the mushroom one.
I've seen a chunk of Little Witch. I just haven't watched all of it yet.
And like, I'm surprised that like it's just filled with Kill la Kill references, but has no real Kill la Kill characters.
Yeah, I don't think one shows up, because I mean it's just the one guy ruling over the life thread people. Or no, he's not rolling over; he's being controlled by him.
Yeah, it's like the life thread guy, and then like there's guts, aliens, and like that's it.
I mean, it's kind of the problem when it comes to animes that have already ended, but you want a movie or something like that, is that if it's not ongoing, you can't insert it like a mini arc there. Like Bleach has 4 individual movies that take place sporadically throughout the storyline, and they're actually appropriately fitted in, so where the characters have certain powers during certain movies, because that's where the story takes place, and they're pretty well done. They just never talk about them, or something happens where, like, I think 2 of them, their memory gets wiped or some dumb shit.
Yeah, it's kind of harder to do like a post-mortem movie, like one, like, you know, Bleach, One Piece, My Hero Now, just kind of fits the movies into like the ongoing stuff.
Yeah.
And then makes it very self-contained. But like, since, you know, it's already over, they would have to like, it would have to be a continuation.
Yeah. Wouldn't be a bad thing per se, but I don't think that they would be good.
I mean, it's not impossible. Like, Madoka did it, but like, I don't think Kill la Kill could pull off anything as crazy as the Madoka movie. Madoka movie's fucking wild.
When did the Melancholy movie come out?
I don't remember. It was definitely after the series, though.
Yeah, because that was a really well done movie. If the franchise ended after that, I think it was after that. So that was really well done.
I think the books still went further than that, but the anime still hasn't. Give us more Haruhi. I'm sad that the latest piece of like official animated Haruhi material is like the pretty alright slice of life spin-off that no one watched.
I didn't know it existed.
It's set in the universe from the movie
right.
Where like the shy Nagita is the main character.
Yeah. So yeah, Kill la Kill's great. If you like fighting anime, it's really good. It's got a lot of fan service too. If you like Trigger, Gainax, watch it.
It's got great, really funny animation, but obviously, like, you'll have to get past the barrier of like just all the characters being nude all of the time.
Yeah, it's like if nudity bothers you, or if like stretching and strange art styles bother you, this definitely isn't for you. But if you don't care, watch it.
Yeah, just watch the first episode, test the waters. I'd say
first episode is a great introduction to the show. So,
God, I'm gonna have to watch just that opening bit again.
Also, yeah. So just something for that opening bit again, real quick. When Gamagori comes in, he doesn't come in all the way at first. He steps his leg and the upper half of his torso inside. And then students, like, appear in a line, like, coming in, like, the student punishment department, or whatever the hell he's the head of?
Disciplinary committee.
Disciplinary committee.
Punishment department.
I couldn't remember what the hell it's called. Instead of, like, you know, sliding into place, they just literally appear one by one in, like, in a line going inside the room. It's really, really weird, lazy, but funny animation.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's why I just love Gamagori doesn't fit in the room. Like, his entire foot comes in, and then he, like, his head and body squeezes in through the door, and he's crouched down, towering over the teacher.
Oh god. Also, I forgot. Have either of you watched it subbed?
I watched it. I watched it subbed. I didn't watch it. I haven't watched it dubbed at all. I wanted to watch it dubbed, but Netflix does not have it dubbed. It has it subbed, but not dubbed.
I hate that Netflix never tells you if something is subbed or dubbed. You just gotta like watch a little bit of it and like, it's not, or it is. How is the sub?
No, it's pretty, really good. All the characters are pretty good. Non's voice is fucking smug as shit, and I love her. Like, God. Like it is like just the most like hilariously smug like voice you have ever heard in any anime.
Nani Sore, that fucking it's a video compilation of her just saying that as a fun.
Well, now you have to put that in the description.
Oh yeah, I'm putting that in the description as well. The dub is really good in my opinion. Every voice actor fits perfectly to their role. Especially Matt Mercer being the fucking teacher, he's great.
Yes. Yeah, watching that first episode and having him pretend to be a normal teacher voice is so good. And then just his normal voice kicks in, I'm like, yes.
I feel like one thing that's lost from the dub, though, is how hilarious that the Japanese people say Nudist Beach. because they say it in English, so it's like Nudist Beach.
Oh, Japan, never change. Alright, well, should we wrap it up?
Yeah.
Feels a good little episode about Kill Kill.
Lose your way.
Don't lose your way, yeah. Oh, okay, so that's the next episode. That's perfect, actually. So thank you for joining us. You can find links to everything in the link dump, along with our Twitters and other social medias if you feel like following us. As always, we post twice a month, and we'll occasionally have a special episode, so be sure to stick around for that. Next week, be sure to join us, where we'll be talking about music and anime. It's going to be a very interesting episode. We're going to have playlists that we're all going to make in some way, shape, or form.
Bring your headphones. It's going to be a good time.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a great time. And as always, have a good day.